With Cliff Bleszinski no longer working for the Gears of War franchise, it's up to People Can Fly to produce a title that can shine brighter than the original Gears trilogy with this prequel. Rev up your chainsaw bayonets and Roddy run to cover. It's time for the Gears of War Judgment review.
Colonel, are we being charged with doing our job?
The charges will be defined as I hear your testimony. Now, Lieutenant Baird.
The game's story begins with Baird and his squad known as Kilo Squad giving their testimonies during a hearing at a COG military tribunal. With each member giving a testimony, the story flashes back to their perspectives. The team is being tried for the fact that they went against their superiors' orders, and of course now must face their punishment for doing so. Judgment takes away from other games where the main characters go against commander's orders and are not scrutinized. Actually, those other characters would more than likely be rewarded for going against orders. In real life, the likelihood of that happening is slim to none, and Gears of War Judgment capitalize on that. If you're looking for a Gears with a much more lucid telling, this would be the Gears to get. Gears has never really changed in graphical fidelity since the first title in the franchise, and it never really needed to. It's clear that Epic Games, strong supporters of the Unreal Engine, know how to make a good-looking title for old hardware. However, developer People Can Fly did make a nice adjustment to make the environments much more captivating and interesting to view. Combat scenarios still look very similar to old Gears titles, although better lit and slightly more interesting. If it would have to be chosen for which Gears of War title was the best looking, it could very well be Judgment. However, the changes between the entire series is so minimal that it's even hardly worth mentioning. On the plus side, the game does not ever tank in frame rate when in huge firefights, which is surprising when battles really heat up. A great feeling when required to react on the fly. Gears of War has always utilized the same combat style since the beginning. Find chest high wall, hide behind chest high wall, shoot from chest high wall, wash, rinse, repeat. This isn't particularly a bad thing given that Gears has always been a cover shooter and has been the title to revitalize the idea of cover shooting, and the addition of declassified missions represented by red cogs in game to activate adds a slight bit of flair to the title. With each of these, you'll hinder your squad and yourself with various restrictions the person giving the testimony declares. This will make your team be forced to either use certain weapons only, like the shotgun, have you all be low in ammo, or even have it where you can hardly see anything on screen. Using these will allow you to earn stars faster with Judgment's new point system, giving a very arcade-like feel to each mission. With these stars you can unlock various new skins, weapon skins, or even the Awakening mission for Gears of War 3, which you can play on Judgment's disc. This adds a bit more to achievement hunters out there that are looking to 1000 point the game, but it leaves little interest to those who just want to play the story in multiplayer. One thing that needs to be said about the AI in this game is that it is poorly implemented. So many times you will see Locust running right into your shotgun where you can just mow guys down no problem, and your AI teammates are dumb as bricks half the time, not even working to pick you up. Meanwhile, you're losing points constantly, keeping you from 3-starring the mission. Clearly this game was designed for co-op play and not single-player play. Also, the campaign on normal took just under 5 hours to complete, which is incredibly short for a $60 title. If you were to play this game with friends, this will be significantly shorter. For the longest experience on the hardest difficulty, you may be looking to around 7 to 8 hours, depending on how good your team is, but still largely disappointing. Multiplayer versus mode has now added the idea of verticality to each map. Players will now be able to jump down areas that would have been otherwise inaccessible in any previous Gears title. But that seems to be the only real change to the multiplayer other than the new maps and characters to play as, with a couple of new weapons that were added from the single player which are largely uninteresting or worth mentioning. Horde mode has been changed from being able to build up your defenses by earning points to defending Locust hole covers for 10 waves. This feels like a large step back from Gears of War 3's Horde mode, but it does add in the ability to have players play as Locust against the human players, which does add for some intense firefights. Cogs will be able to play as a soldier, engineer, medic, or scout, and they all have their own unique abilities to protect each other from the worst. Horde mode seems to be very much a mixed bag in the end. It has its highlights and its downfalls, but still an enjoyable time for fans of the series.
The accused are denied any right to an attorney and may not question the authority of this tribunal.
So we can't ask why you're doing this now.
At the conclusion of this tribunal, I will issue a fair and swift verdict.
Right, of course you will.
This was People Can Fly's chance to make a Gears title that breaks away from the huge similarities of the previous trilogy. It's clear there was a lot of thought that went into the game, but none of it was executed well. It is unfortunate because this is quite possibly the best Gears of War story in the franchise. If only they could have implemented more unique weapons or enemies to fight, it could have been so much more. But with poor AI, not many interesting new additions to the multiplayer other than just a few DLC skins, this just fell flat. Gears of War Judgment gets a 3 out of 5.
You're not a fan.
Pretend war? No. How are you finding the real thing?
I've been more comfortable.
Thank you for watching my review. Have you had a chance to play Gears of War Judgment? We here at TGN want to know what you think, so post a comment below. But until next time, I'm Akabane101, and I'll see you in the next review.